Idun was a lesser-known goddess from Norse mythology, but nevertheless a very important one. She was the keeper of the mysterious fruits that were eaten regularly by the gods, fruits that enabled them to retain their youth and ward off the process of aging. So, as you can imagine, it wasn't a particularly happy situation when Idun was kidnapped. Let's dive into the story. 3 of the Aesir gods, Odin, Loki and Hymir, were on a journey that took them through the desolate mountains far from Asgard. Food was scarce in this uninviting region, so when the travellers came upon a herd of oxen, they slaughtered one for their dinner. When they put the meat over the fire, however, it didn't cook, no matter how long they left it there. Perplexed by this, they heard a voice addressing them from above. Looking up, they saw a very large eagle perched on a nearby branch. "It is I," he said, "who, by my magic, prevent your catch from cooking. But if you will give me my fill of the meat, then I shall release the remainder from my spell." The gods, though irritated, agreed, and the eagle flew down and took for himself the choicest portions of the ox. Loki thought this to be beyond the terms of their bargain, and, in anger, took up a sturdy branch and lunged at the eagle. The eagle snatched the branch in his talons and, with a bewildered Loki still clinging to the other end, flew up high into the sky. The terrified god begged the eagle to release him, but the eagle, who was none other than Thyzi, the giant in disguise, refused to do so until Loki swore an oath to bring him Idun and her fruits. When the trio made it back to Asgard at the conclusion of their travels, Loki went to Idun and told her that he had found fruits even more marvellous than her own, growing in a forest beyond the walls of Asgard, and that she should follow him there and bring her own apples for comparison. Idun followed the trickster, and when she reached the wood, she was borne up by Thyzi in his eagle form and taken away to the giant's abode. This place was called Thrymheim, or Thunderhome, and was situated in the highest mountain peaks, whose icy towers growled down at the fertile fields below. In Idun's absence, the gods and goddesses felt old age creeping up on them. Their skin became wrinkled, their hair greyed, and their vigour waned. When they assembled together and asked one another about the circumstances under which Idun was last seen, it was reported that the last sighting of her had been with Loki as the two left Asgard together. They immediately seized Loki and threatened him with all manner of pains if he didn't tell them what had happened to the fair goddess. Loki spilled this story, and the gods informed them that if he couldn't rescue Idun from Thyzi, he would put her to death. Freya lent him her hawk feathers, with which one can shift his or her shape into that of a hawk, and he flew off to Jotunheim, the homeland of the giants, within which Thrymheim was located. When he came to Thrymheim, he found to his great delight that Thyzi had gone out to sea to fish, leaving Idun home alone. Without losing a minute, Loki turned the goddess into a nut and sped away with her in his talons. When the giant returned and found his prize missing, he assumed his eagle form and filled the air with the thunderous beats of his wings on his way toward Asgard in pursuit of Loki. By the time the god was in sight of his home, the giant was close behind him and furiously closing the gap. When Loki's companions caught sight of the chase, they built a pile of kindling around their fortress. Loki, still clutching Idun, made it across the barrier. And then the gods lit the fire, and it exploded so rapidly that Thyzi didn't have time to turn around before entering the flames. And that was the end of his flight. Once more, the devilish Loki almost brings ruin to Asgard, and is only just spared a gruesome death for his mischief. The trickster god, truly a name well earned. With Idun safely returned, youth and vigour was returned to the pantheon of gods and goddesses. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more great stories. Cheers.